one should be interesting. If Noodles actually winning, I'll say he won. You know, I don't fucking like him, obviously,
Here
but
we go.
I'll admit it. If I think he's winning, I'll admit that. I think they debate Sasuke versus Lee.
Yeah,
Um,
it's Sasuke and Lee.
yeah, the shooting exam. So let's see what they
From my
say.
memory, though, I will say this though, Jay. Too, he did a very poor job advocating for Sasuke. He could have done so much better. It gave D1 a lot of room to kind of go around and talk, whatever, blah blah, and rebuttal, you name it. So he did a very bad job, in my opinion, when I first listened. And then also, they went into this weird fucking territory of like comparing the Tomo Sharingans and all that shit. It was just so dumb. It was so dumb. But all right, yeah.
That's very nuanced.
Yeah.
Let's see what they say.
You get a high five.
What's
from
up,
D1.
D1?
What's good? Shimmer, I just slammed you in our last debate on Naruto. You performed terrible. I don't know why you're a bitch ass talking, you African ass bitch.
The fuck?
Calm down, D1. Calm down.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah. Why do you think Sasuke win?
I think that Sasuke is just Lee, but better. Like, he just has Lee's speed. He has Lee's capability with taijutsu. He has his ninjutsu, or he has ninjutsu. Lee doesn't have ninjutsu. He performs the same feats against Gaara. He has calcs that put him higher, like multitude of reasons.
Calcs.
Okay, so what claim do you want to list first? You just made
Here we
it.
go.
You just listed all of them.
Whichever you
was
want.
He was doing
Okay,
great.
so you said that Lee
But-
is, I mean Sasuke is Lee but better in terms of what?
The examples I gave, like I listed like some, so pick an example specifically.
Yeah, do you want to go over speed?
Oh, I'm gonna say this real quick. I would bitch the
Yeah, I think
fuck out of Noodles in Part 1 Naruto. Jay would destroy him in Part 1 Naruto. He would never do that with us, though. He knows better. He knows he'd have to stick to his ratty ass, like, Shippuden topics that he always debates.
Bitch ass talking this shit.
Yep.
Retarded ass fucking.
Tobirama,
shit.
yep.
Retard. He gets slammed on that shit too.
Directly contradicted that Sasuke is literally slower than Lee.
In what way?
There's multiple statements that compare Sasuke to a slower version of Lee, and then those statements literally suggest that Sasuke isn't as fast as Lee.
Which one?
I'll go with the first one.
Yeah, he's referring to, I would assume, Sasuke's, like, physical stats without the Chidori, which that is true.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's true. Yeah, he definitely.
Obviously,
he's not
Noodles
fast.
is more than likely not going to grant that blah blah for many reasons, right? But, you know,
If
yeah.
you just want to reference it, I probably know what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
it's the one
definitely
where he
like it's
says
stated
that's
by Guy,
almost
like
Lee's
he's
average
comparable
speed.
to like weightless.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
There's two statements. He
says
that,
he's practically the
right
same
after
speed.
that, he
Yeah.
says that he's actually got the
Yeah,
exact
exactly.
same speed as Lee.
No, not
He
exact,
says- He
practically.
never says that ever.
Yeah,
He
practically.
So that
never
means,
makes a
like,
claim
he's
that says
relative
he has the
or
exact
close.
Same
Yeah.
speed. Go
And that's
ahead.
like
Show you-
weightlessly,
yeah,
not
I
even
got you.
Gates.
Yeah,
Exactly, that's
you
really
agree that
sad.
Exact same
Yeah.
speed means
Yeah.
that they're equal in speed, correct?
Yeah, in base.
But it makes sense. Sasuke only had a month,
says that
you know, to
before
get
the
stronger.
tournaments, yeah.
So Lee
Yeah.
Lee had years.
Yeah.
And that's like very impressive for Sasuke too. Like the fact that he even got to weightless or like at least relative, regardless if you think he's like close or if you still don't think he's like very close at all, but like approaching there. Regardless of that, that's always the can of worms. What's it called? Like it's still very impressive because in a very short time span, he got an insane level of speed, and it took Lee years. That's insane.
Yeah. Literally, that is a feat.
That is crazy how like Sasuke, like imagine give Sasuke the same years. Oh my god! Like, you wonder why he was in Shippuden. You know,
Literally.
I guess we can go to media. Look at
like
the
Rock
media.
Lee be crying and sweating. He'd be like, "Oh my god, his body's too fast, and with the
No,
Sharingan."
that's the second one that he makes.
He's like,
It's
he's better
the
than me in
one that he
Gates.
makes before this, where he says that's almost Lee's average speed.
Yeah, he does say average speed. Yeah,
So,
which is not Gates.
do you agree that practically the same speed just means that they're just equal in speed?
No, not equal. No, what the fuck?
They're equal.
This man doesn't know what practically means.
What do you think practically means?
It means almost about.
Yes.
Well, almost also kind of just means that they're relative in base.
Now you're changing your
But
claim.
that's hedging, because first you initially claimed that it's
Yeah. Pause it right there. You see, this is what he does in his debates, though. He does that a lot. He'll make a claim, and when someone disproves or debunks it, then he'll now make a new claim and said he was saying that instead. That's not true.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and I think they're are they talking about just base to base, or they're talking about overall tuning exam? Because D1, all D1 would have to say is, Gates is way fucking faster, but
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no. As of now, they're you can rewind it just in case if need be, but because a couple times I was
He's
talking,
assumed
but
versus
yeah,
speed
from what I heard, they're talking about
They're
just their
equal?
base stats.
That's not
Yeah,
what
like
practical
means.
weightlessly
That's what we're doing
to
in
shooting
general.
Zam
It means
Sasuke.
almost about.
yeah.
Well, almost also kind of just means that they're relative in base.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
wait, but
he
that's
said in
hedging,
base.
Noodles,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
first
yeah.
you initially claimed that it states
That one's more debatable, to be fair, but yeah, it's more debatable.
that they're exactly the same speed, and then you
Well, let's
agree.
just assume for a second it's just we're talking about this statement. I get that. I understand what I said, but
Okay,
let's
so
talk about
now-
this specific statement because we're talking about this statement. So,
Okay, so
if
I want to
this-
go over the first statement, the first claim.
Yeah,
that
you
I
can't
know
just
that, but we're
change
talking
the
about
fucking-
this statement though.
Okay, but you just tried
Yeah.
to say
He's
that
changing the
practically
fucking
means
point.
the same speed.
What?
Yeah, we can go back to that when I actually find the scan for that. But I'm talking specifically about this.
Like D1 was scaling, and now
if
he's trying to change
virtually
it.
the same speed or almost the same speed. Doesn't that just reference that they're just basically the same speed?
No, because
What
this is a
do you-
slower. This is a slower version of Lee that he's being compared to, and he
This is
still
a slower
says
form
that.
of Sasuke.
And they hold on, wait. Are you saying that what makes Sasuke faster?
Is Sharingan and Chidori? Both
When
of
is
those
when was
imply speed?
when was the Sharingan ever stated to increase your speed?
It's stated several times that it's able to enhance you with chakra in your eye.
It's to the
And
contrary.
something that chakra in your
It's
eye
stated
makes
to the
your speed go
contrary.
faster.
In
It's
the
also,
fight
like,
with
able
Rock Lee
to
and Sasuke,
predict
it's
movement and
no.
things like that. So he like intercepts
Yeah.
things faster as well.
Yeah, predicted movements doesn't mean that you're inherently getting faster. That's not what the Sharingan does here in this.
Yeah,
episode.
so
Why you predict
pause this
better,
real
which
quick,
allows you
Jay.
to move.
Fucking. So here's what I'll give another thing. If D1 just said this right off the whip, I don't remember if he does. If he did, good. But if he didn't, then he made this way more longer than it needed to be. What Noodles just said right there is actually not true. The Sharingan, at least, I'm not speaking for the MS, but the Sharingan, it doesn't amp your body physically. What's it called? It's actually the opposite. Lee is roasting Sasuke and saying, sure, you can perceive my movements, but your body is too weak and not fast enough to react to me, which is why I keep blitzing you, you know? So, like, it's blatantly explained and completely contradicted statement-wise and by feats for reinforcement. But, so...
Yeah, let's see if D1 actually.
Fire.
Yeah, he should bring that up.
Yeah,
Noodles, I'm
it's
allowing
just
you
shown
to
with their
finish
first
and you
fight.
cut me off Before I even finish.
Yeah.
With Killer B as well?
Yeah, so what the Sharingan does in this instant, all it does is it allows you to predict people's movements. It doesn't initially make you physically faster. That's not what the Sharingan does.
That is actually what it does, though.
No, it does not.
That's
it doesn't
crazy.
make you physically faster. When does Sasuke activate the Sharingan and then he gets faster? I can
What we see
agree
with the
that
third
Chidori-
Tomo.
Hold on, wait. He doesn't get
That's
the third Tomo
precog.
here.
I'm not saying he gets a third Tomo here. He has a second. He gets a second Tomo during this fight. But I'm just saying, compared to base, that should still be faster. So with the third Tomo, he was previously getting like blitzed by Naruto, or second Tomo, he was getting blitzed by like One Tails Naruto, and then he gets the third Tomo and he starts like tagging the fuck out of him. So that obviously shows.
That's
an
a false
increase in speed,
equivalence.
yeah.
That's third Tomo,
Although
though.
that's a different correlation between
Yeah,
second Tomo and
it-
third
it's
Tomo,
not-
because he doesn't
yeah,
get the third
Yeah, see,
Tomo
D1 just said it.
Later
D1
on.
just said false equivalence. So, yeah, pause it right there.
We're talking about the Sharingan.
So Noodles is trying to say, okay, well, it's shown with the third Tomo, but we're talking about two Tomo tuning exam Sasuke. And then D1 just also outed that and said that's a false equivalence, but he just said it in a different way. What's it called? So yeah, that's not true. For one, that's three Tomo, completely different. And two, if we're even analyzing that further, again, it boils down to them debating, but me and Jay are just speaking for ourselves. If we were in the situation, that's still precog. All that really happens is he just gets higher kinetic visual acuity, and then he's able to even perceive Naruto even better, to where it's like he can see his fucking after image, literally, shown on the manga, to where he can see what he's about to do before it even happens. So he's just able to predict and then respond accordingly. So, and his two Tomo form was actually able to react to Kyuubi Naruto. He was relative. Kyuubi Naruto was slightly over, but he was relative, to where he could still respond at certain moments. But then when he gets that three Tomo, now that his precog is so fucking cracked, it's ridiculous. He can use his relative speed, incorporate the aim dodging and precog and all that, and he's just able to bully the fuck out of Kyuubi Naruto. So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
Hold on, wait,
see
I
how
allowed
they
you,
go
I
about
allowed you
this.
to finish. Hold on.
Go
Can
ahead.
somebody cut that recording off too?
Yeah, turn that shit off.
so yeah, the physical like
Scoober.
speed amp is still not like that's still not true, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially for two
Turn that shit
Tomo.
off.
Like what? Like it's no, not
my
two
bad, my bad.
Tomo.
Okay, thank you. So what Sasuke does, even with the third Tomo that you brought up, he's not physically getting faster. So what happens is the third Tomo obviously gives him some sort of precognition that allows him to see movements before it actually happens. So that gives him some aim dodge time for him to be able to move out of the way before the attacks
correct.
are actually being landed. So it's not actually him physically getting faster. It's just him being able to see movements, and now he's able to move out of the way before
He's
it
able
actually
he's able to
happens.
react
But
quicker,
that's not.
right? Like he's able to move.
Wait,
He's
Noodles,
able to
let me-
move
let
quicker.
me
Because
finish.
then
Let me finish.
go
Let me
ahead.
finish. Let me finish. Because the initial claim that you made is that he's actually getting faster in terms of speed. But I'm telling you, no, he's
Turn on
not getting
Joshua.
faster in
Is
terms of
this
speed.
Minato slander
He's
I
getting
stumbled
faster
upon?
at what you
Nah.
can see movements actually. The perception of what he can see movements at. Right, and so now he gets the aim dodge time frame to order to move out of the way before the attack
get
is
what you're
now
saying, Demon.
happening.
Yeah, 'cause he didn't have that
So
before.
in the
Yeah,
second,
yeah.
in the instance here with the second tomoe, it doesn't give him that same precognition that the third tomoe gives him. But I can grant that the Chidori makes him faster, but the Sharingan here does not physically make him faster.
D1, you're not really.
Oh, so he grants a
understanding me, though. What
Chidori,
you just
okay.
described is not different
Yeah.
functionality in being faster. Like
What are
you're
they
saying,
debating?
okay,
They're debating.
well, he's not
They're debating Shun exam Sasuke versus Chun exam Lean.
Yeah.
I think it's just base to base. They're not including gates from what I see. So
Yeah, and then they're also
like his
talking about
body's not
like
engaging
if the
with
Sharingan
body,
physically
but he's
amps right
getting
now.
precognition, which allows him to see attacks before they come at him, so he moves faster, like he reacts quicker. So it's like he's like aim dodging, right? And aim dodging, it's like you're able to see things coming from farther away, so you're able to start your movement prior because your reaction time is quicker. So it's like
But you don't become physically faster though.
or like in this case, attacking faster and just starting your
Like Jay, remember the Raikage moment?
distance,
Like the fucking
Yeah.
so that's another perfect example. Like he was only able to tag the Raikage because for one he already had the initial speed to do so, and two, along with the precog, he saw the linear moment, the direct motion, right? Ducks under and then bam, stabs him. You know what I mean? Like, and then that's all he did. And now he's at a distance too. But then whenever he's in close range and like close proximity, the Raikage immediately subdues and grabs him, and then it's about to kill him, and he had to use DMS. You know, so like.
yeah,
Like that's like the physical like shit, like that's not how that works. If the Sharingan was like even if we granted it was a physical amp 2, if it was so drastic, or let's say even if it was, why the fuck is he learning like Chidori or all these things or whatever? Like that doesn't make any sense. Or why is he even having to train his body for a month just to acquire a really fast taijutsu based body in corporation with Chidori? Like, there's just so much to the contrary that doesn't really make sense. If his Sharingan was just enough, then there you go. And that, better yet, he would have beat Lee when they had their first match. But that was the problem. There was a severe stat gap between the two, you know? And that was weightedly at that point, you know? So
yeah. There's a way Noodles could refute it, but I want to see if he says it the right way. Like, what I would say,
yeah.
if I was in Noodles' shoes, I'd say, well, if we're talking about overall speed, there's two actions when each attack is thrown. So one, your neurons have to fire. That's perception, right?
Yep.
And then that's what the Sharingan does amplify.
Facts.
Like it amplifies that for sure. Now, because of that, the overall time it takes for, let's say, your fist to land on someone's face
Yep.
is less because your physical speed isn't like if we say that the Sharingan doesn't amplify that aspect of the attack. That's the same. The perception is quicker. Your neurons are firing at a quicker rate. So overall. The time span that it takes for your fist to land on your opponent's face is actually less. So overall, you're faster. Maybe your physical speed isn't, but overall, you're a faster combatant. If you could say that,
Exactly.
that's a good refutation. But if he's just arguing, oh, it amplifies your physical stats, then he's gonna have to prove that, though.
Yeah, because it's two different distinctions. Like you could say, sure, in an overall sense, like he's faster in a regard, right? Like or whatever, blah blah. But like to say you're physically being enhanced as well, that's not how that works. that's two different things.
Nah, he'd have to prove that. He'd have to prove that.
Exactly.
Physical, like a statement or something. So it depends how he refutes this. If he makes that distinction. But yeah, physically he'd have to prove that though.
Yeah.
You're able to see things coming from farther away, so you're able to start your movement prior because your reaction time is quicker.
Okay, he said to start your reaction prior. He is right about that.
Yeah.
Like you're starting quicker because your perception's faster.
Yeah.
That's
Aim dodging.
true,
Yeah.
I
So
wanna
it's
see
like
what
in
I wanna see
functionality,
what he says,
there's
though.
no difference between him running fast or like in this case attacking faster and just starting your attack sooner. Like distance or speed is literally just distance over time.
Okay.
Well, in this case, the time frame in which to react is being increased, so he's able to react quicker because of that. That's why he goes from getting blitzed to tagging someone and beating the shit out of someone that was blitzing him. Like he literally goes from getting blitzed to low-key like blitzing Naruto. So it's like there is definitely a functionality speed difference here between them. Now,
Yeah, and I
regardless
keep-
if you want to
yeah.
like say it's just because of precognition or physical movement speed, I don't really give a fuck. It doesn't change.
Right. Okay. So that's what I would have said. I probably would have worded it better, but
Yeah.
basically that he's saying overall speed wise, you're it's
You're
been
enhanced.
improved.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that he's right about, but
Yeah, and D1 would agree with that too, because that's just blatantly shown with, again, with the 3-tomo to 2-tomo, right? With Kyuubi Naruto. Like, there was clearly a drastic precognition difference, which allowed him to now even respond, even better. Because, again, he like, that's the, where there's part, like, he has the speed already. He's already retained the speed he needs necessary to combat Kyuubi Naruto, but because he has higher precog, you know what I mean? Which, aka the 3-tomo, now he could do it even way more technically faster and better and more competent, So, yeah.
Yeah, so although I don't like Noodles, he did approach that the right way. But let's see, though.
It does change the argument, Noodles, because you're comparing the third tomoe, which is way different from the second tomoe, which he doesn't get in the tuning exams. So you
True,
cannot
yeah,
use that
yeah.
example.
That is true. False
in
equivalence.
example.
Yep, that is
Oh
true.
my
Yeah.
God, why do you
Tuning
keep cutting
exams.
off
Go
every
ahead, go
time?
ahead.
Oh my God. So with the third tomoe in Naruto, it obviously gives him a different function than what the second tomoe does in the tuning exams. Okay, so he doesn't get the same type of precognition that he does, where he can
True.
actually
Yeah.
physically see the
Yeah.
movements before they happen.
So this doesn't work for Noodles because it's not 3-tomo.
The second tomoe doesn't allow him to
it's
do
not.
that.
Like, if they were talking about Chidori and 3-tomo, then sure. But...
Right,
yeah.
because we know that the Sharingan first needs
Yeah.
to perceive Lee movements in order for it to work in the fucking first place, because we already get the statement from Lee where
Actually, I'm gonna take a piss. I've been holding it. I'll be right back, though.
There you go, bro.
Right back.
Hola, chat. If you have any questions, ask away, whatever. I'll read while he's gone. Hola, amigos. Amigos. Just know I'm a Lee fan, so I'm at least for part one. If you have any questions, ask away, whatever. I'll read while he's gone. Oh, fuck. I did something. God damn it. Okay. Lee murders him, my opinion. Okay, I feel you. Absolutely facts. What Sasuke fight are they debating? Yeah, Jay already answered that. Okay, yeah, so. Yeah, but if you guys have any questions, anything, whatever, or who do you think's winning so far, let us know. Pretty sure me and Jay are in agreement with everything that's been said so far. But as of now, currently, because of disconnect, which would take away from what Noodles is still doing, it's not 3-tomo, it's 2-tomo. So, again, it'd just be simply a false equivalence disconnect. So it wouldn't go through for Noodles. So D1 technically has it so far as of now, but as for when Noodles was saying the overall thing with, reacting speed, whatever, blah, me and Jay also agreed on that as well. So, wait. And then for like the physical amp thing, we also agreed on that too. So everything's been in agreement. I'm pretty sure you guys will be on the same page, but and then the physical thing, like D1 was technically right on that because obviously it's not physically, it'd just be as an overall sense.
It's not physical.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
see my movements, but if your eyes are not fast enough to predict my movements, then it just wouldn't work, right? So what you about to say?
I was gonna ask you, like, so you think that like he only gets the movement prediction when he opens the third tomo? Is that what you said?
We know that with each tomoe, it does different things, right? So as with the first,
I think it just
tomoe, we know
enhances
that.
it.
No, I don't think it does. We all, I can literally get like statements where it states like the first tomoe, it allows you to like copy jutsu. Then the second tomoe, it gives you, I forgot what the fuck it does. And then we see that the third tomoe allows him to get precognition, whereas the movements see beforehand. So we know that there's different applications with each tomoe. That's like the same thing. Like when you get the MS is just a whole completely different type of variation of the tomoe. When the tomoe comes,
I agree, the Mangekyo does different shit, but that's not.
And
what
then
we're
it gets
talking about.
different abilities. But I'm saying that's a form of the tomoes, right? When it turns into the MS, it's just
that could work against you. By the way, I'm not going to explain why yet, but that can actually work against you if you're saying that, because I do think the Mangekyo does do different things overall. I think it's like a completely different thing. But with the 3-tomo and 2-tomo thing, do you remember when Sasuke fought Haku?
Oh,
yeah, I remember
that.
So what was happening before he unlocked the Sharingan?
He tried to predict the Noodles.
That's a good reference. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm talking before he unlocked the Sharingan. What was Haku doing to like Naruto and Sasuke?
He was throwing needles at him.
He's like blitzing them basically, right, with needles. He was
I
piercing
wouldn't
He
I
pierced
wouldn't say
Sasuke like
blitz.
all over. Maybe not blitz. Let's not get into the semantics of it, but he was tagging Sasuke all over his body. Sasuke was making claims like he literally couldn't like react to his movement and things like that. Yeah. And then when he unlocked the Sharingan, what started happening?
It just gives him better perception. That's different from what I'm
He
saying here,
started
though.
reacting to his movements, though.
No, he was still getting hit with the needles.
It visually shows us that he starts tracking Haku's movement. So it's like the Sharingan in that case is also tracking movement, just like the 3-tomo was. It's just that the 3-tomo does it to a higher scale, which makes sense. It's an evolution, so it's going to do the same ability just to a higher scale. His movement tracking is still present during the second tomo. So I think that if we're comparing base to second tomo, obviously he's still going to have that like precognition now, and now he's going to be able to react quicker because of it, and in functionality that is going to make him faster, even if you don't want to grant the fact that it's like physically making him faster, which I think it does, because it's still giving him chakra.
Okay, so there's a distinction here, which you're not really understanding the correlation that I'm making. So what I'm saying here is that yes, the Sharingan does give you better perception, but with each tomoe, that gives you a different application in which you can perceive. So with the first tomoe, it allows you to copy jutsu. Obviously, that requires some type of perception, right? But here with the third tomoe, it shows you things literally in slow motion, whereas we literally see the after images of Naruto, which we have never ever seen before with the Sharingan, which literally explains the correlation that the third tomoe literally gives you. Okay, it allows you to see movements before they actually happen. That's not something that he gets with the fucking second tomoe. The second tomoe just gives him a better perception at which he could perceive things, and not actually showing him things in slow motion or showing their movements beforehand. So when I say this, he's not actually physically getting faster here. The fucking Sharingan just gives him better perception. It allows you to see things, allow him to see chakra, which can inherently make you see things, right? Better.
Hold on.
So what I said with Lee, if he's not able to perceive Lee movements with the Sharingan, then this argument doesn't fucking matter, because it's literally showing that Sasuke is literally slower than Lee physically. Okay, so when you say that, well, the Sharingan makes him faster, it would now give him the speed at which he's now faster than Lee. That would be something up for you to prove.
So yeah, you real quick. The first thing you said was that time begins to slow when he has the third tomo, right? You said something along those lines.
No,
That
I said the movements. The movements, he can literally see
Oh
the
yeah,
movement,
You know what I
like
mean though, like
physically.
where shit starts to slow down from the Sasuke's perception,
No,
right?
I'm
That's
saying
what
it
you're
literally
saying.
shows the movements, like the after images of the movements, where he sees that Naruto's going to be here, or he predicts where Naruto's going to be there. It physically shows him that with the Sharingan. But before that, we have never seen that in the series, right?
Hold on,
So
big dog. What I'm saying, what I'm trying to tell you is like we see exactly what you're referring to in the Haku fight. Like you literally say the movements of the person begin to slow when you have the third
no, that's not
tomo.
what I said. That's not what I said. With the Haku instance, it just gives him better perception when he unlocks the Sharingan. It's not that
What
he's
does
seeing
better
Haku,
perception mean in this case?
meaning that he could perceive higher speeds of people. So like
Okay.
how he can see chakra
Okay.
with the Sharingan and stuff, that allows him to see better.
So you're not claiming that he's getting like the so you're saying like he's able to perceive movements faster and stuff like that, therefore he can react to those movements better, because that's what happens with Haku. He wasn't reacting previously, and then he starts reacting to Haku once he unlocks the Sharingan. So what in essence is happening is his perception speed has gotten better, his reaction speed has gotten better in that case, and he's able
No,
to react faster to Haku. And that's
no.
exactly what's happening with the third
I
tomo as
disagree
well.
with that. That's what I'm disagreeing with, Noodles. You're trying to make this claim where you're saying, well, the Sharingan allows him to react faster here. He's not actually reacting faster. He's aim dodging. It's giving him a time frame at which he can move out of the way before an attack is coming.
Yeah, I think they're talking past each other because what Noodle should say is that overall he's faster. He shouldn't use the word react. He's perceiving faster. So overall his speed is increased. That's what he should say. Um, Physically he's not reacting faster. If you think that it doesn't provide any physical amp, he is perceiving things faster, so his body has more time to react to it. There's less distance being covered prior to him actually moving his body because he's perceiving things faster. He sees things coming at a quicker rate due to the Sharingan. But they're talking past each other. But yeah, it's an interesting debate
So it
though.
may seemingly seem as though that he's moving faster, but in reality he is not.
That's
And I
not
say with
difference
the
in
same thing with
functionality though.
chakra, with the Sharingan, he can literally see chakra, which allows him to perceive better. He
Yeah,
himself is not getting
D1,
physically
you're
faster.
not
So what I'm
understanding
saying
though.
is that the No, I understand exactly what you're
Is
saying.
it
No, you're
paused?
not.
No, it's
Saying that,
just the
yes, I
only
do.
thing it shows.
Yes,
It's
I
just a
do.
debate.
What
Go
you're
ahead and
saying here is
explain it
that,
then.
What's going on, random?
since that the Sharingan allows him to react better, even though that he's not physically getting faster, it still allows him to perform better in battle. That's exactly what you're saying with the instance with here.
Well, not
And you're saying
specifically.
that,
You
oh, wait,
missed
oh,
a
wait.
very
No,
specific
no,
part.
I'm saying that's the gist of what you're saying.
The
I'm not about
gist,
to,
sure, but not
yeah, I'm not
you're
about to
missing a very
explain
important
every single
aspect
thing
of
that
it.
you're literally saying here. But what you're the other thing that you're literally claiming is saying that within the Tomoe, it just gives him it just amplifies at which he can perceive. So when he goes from the first Tomoe to the 2 second Tomoe, it just enhances his perception. It makes it get from the after image, well, pre
No,
images,
it's not.
whatever you
Yeah,
want
it's
to
like
call it.
pre-images of
Yeah,
where they're gonna be and shit.
yeah,
So
you get what I'm saying with
yeah, I know
that.
what you're saying.
So those are like the different applications of the Tomoe.
Movements quicker
Exactly.
because of that,
hmm
because he already is seeing it
That's what I would have
happen.
said.
Now, I'm not saying this is like infallible.
Again, folks, I don't like Noodles, but this is exactly what I would have said. It's his perception is enhanced. Whether or not his physical reaction is enhanced or not is it's negligible because his overall speed is enhanced. That's the point that Noodles is trying to make. He's right. I mean, he used the Haku example that does display enhanced speed, um, regardless of whether you think it's physical or it's simply perception or perhaps both. The point is, it's enhanced. He's right. I mean, I don't like him, but he's right on that point.
But it does show that in functionality, it does function. It's no different than someone not having that perceptive capability and just being fast enough to dodge it. It's not really different because the function in this case is just dodging the attacks. So his capability to dodge, block, and attack is all going to be faster due to his enhanced.
All right, my bad, Jay. My bad. I had to do something really quick. What happened so far?
Of the
Very
Tomo
good.
Sharingan.
So yeah, Noodles actually brought up a good example with Haku. Like it
Okay.
does show, you know, when he does get, I think it's 1 or 2. I forgot how many Tomoes he got against Haku, but
He had 2
like,
Tomo in the left eye and 1 Tomo in the other eye.
That's fucking weird. Yeah, it shows that, but it shows like the same thing it showed in the Naruto fight to lesser degree, but it showed him
I agree. If you're referring to the point where they're saying like it, that like from going from 1 Tomo and above, it's just enhancing the precog overall. I do agree with that as well. I think what the angle D1 was trying to go with, from my memory, but because again I wasn't with you when you were listening to all this, but that's why I asked you. But from my memory though, it was along the lines where he was trying to speak like from what we see objectively, right? You know what I mean? Like where the 1 Tomo, it's like this or whatever, or like or whatever copy, yada yada yada, right? Or like the 3 Tomo, you see like the after images. He tried to like go with the objective route of what's actually occurring with each Tomo. But like when it comes to the subjective route of whether or not if it enhances whatever blah blah, because that's not like blatantly stated, you know what I mean, like verbatim, but there's at least ways to advocate or substantiate that, right? You know what I mean? Or there's like certain feats or whatever, or even certain statements. So like there is a way to prove subjectively that would be the higher probability that it is being enhanced overall. So yeah, no, I would agree, and it makes sense because you're getting like a 1 Tomo. Then you're doing a 2 Tomo, and then a 3, and like you're getting more eyes. You have like your main eye, and you're getting 2 other eyes. You know, like so. Yeah,
like,
so
it's like further evolution. Like you're more capable, speed wise.
Yeah.
Overall speed wise. Maybe you could argue whether it's physical as well, but overall, you're able to react. You're able to overall be more successful. In
like that's why like Sasuke, like he was getting blitzed the whole time by Haku, which obviously for many, obviously he's a fucking Jonin level and he's more stronger than Kakashi, right? But as Haku starts to spam his jutsus and his teleportation, which is severely drastically nerfing him throughout the fight, then he eventually gets like slow enough to where Sasuke, even without the Sharingan, could still react or do whatever, but he was still getting bitched. But then when he gets the Sharingan, now he can't even be touched. You know what I mean? So again, it definitely has to be somewhat of an enhancement, because if he's over here performing better, feats wise, and you name it, and there's even statements to where Haku said, "Oh, it's like he can see me," or this and that, or blah blah, you know, and then it shows like the Sharingan emphasis. You know, come on, you know what I mean? Like it's very straightforward in the Haku fight. You know what I mean? From my memory,
it's like physically shown.
Yeah, so like along with this whole thing, I think they tried to discuss. It was just mainly about like whether or not the precognition is enhanced from Tomo to Tomo. I think I did agree with Noodles, like comparing what they were saying, because that's just right. At the end of the day, it has nothing to do with when they're talking about fucking Lee and Sasuke, though. You know what I mean? With the whole 3 Tomo and 2. So like I love how they this even gets into a red herring fucking bullshit. But either way, if we're talking about then yeah, I would agree with Noodles. So
yeah, and the thing is like, D1's losing this point, but he should have not even
entertained it. It has nothing to do.
Yeah. This doesn't prove that he's above Gates Lee anyway.
Yeah, and not even weightlessly. Yeah. So
No, not even weightless. Even
Yeah.
that's like he says in the manga. He says Lee's average speed.
Yeah.
Like fucking, that's his average speed. He's not going all out. He's not in his gates. Hell, definitely not in his fucking gates. Like
And weightless Lee is no fucking joke, man. Because like people be sleeping on. Because even though it's said like he's practically almost the same speed. Like the crazy thing though is like fucking when we eventually see Lee after the surgery and everything, whatever, to where and like Gara even says like after watching him fight Kimamaru and shit, he's like you were way more faster and way more sharper. And so like he's clearly not even like at his max, potential. But yet he was like doing pretty well against Kimamaru, and that was with no gates and none. He was doing well. Like I'm not saying he was shitting on Kimamaru, but he was doing pretty good. While Naruto had to do a QB chakra mode, a mental amp, and 2,000 fucking QB clones with a chakra cloak on top of it, and he couldn't even land a single blow. While Lee, just by himself, is at least just going relative or equal with Kimamaru. However you want to perceive it, but he's at least going with him, right? They're just dancing around, they're doing things, and Kimamaru's just avoiding whatever, blah, blah. And if you take the anime into consideration, he even lands several blows on him as well. While Naruto could even do shit as cute. You know what I mean? So, again, like, weightless Lee is pretty fucking impressive if you actually analyze him in a deeper sense. But again, like you said, the most important thing, this is not even Gates. And we know Gates is way beyond weightless. You know what I mean? So
yeah, way beyond. It's not even, like these apps don't even matter.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter anyway. But it's weird because they didn't make it clear. Like if they're debating overall, this really D1 could win easily if they're including Gates. I mean, like if it's base to base, okay, it's more interesting, but. I don't know.
That's the sad part. I think what was going to happen is because, like, you know how Noodles operates, man. He creates all these rabbit holes, red herring, you know what I mean? Like, and that's what he basically did. And then D1 entertained or whatever, blah, blah. Maybe it was like an ego thing. Yeah, and he wanted to bitch him or whatever. But that's what's kind of annoying because it stays like that for the majority of this debate. And then when it gets to the end, they do like a bullshit pack off. And then D1's not able to present his scaling. It was just Noodles trying to scale only or whatever and make all these fucking points and D1 on the defense. And it was annoying because D1 was going to scale at first in the beginning of this debate. But then Noodles... you saw what he did in the beginning. He's like he changed it and then wanted to make his own point and then just went from there. So like overall, like that's what's kind of annoying. Maybe D1 would have eventually got it, but unfortunately, you'll see once we get to the debate. It's just constant defense, basically. So
yeah, it's
Sasuke is getting.
This is just a weird tangent.
I think his perception speed, his reaction speed is getting better, and he's able to move quicker because of that. Because his time frame in which to react is longer, so it gives him more time to start his movement. So I do think that does play a factor in combat speed. It definitely does. In fact, that's why he goes from getting blitzed by characters to attacking them afterwards.
Yeah, you're in all the instances that you named are instances that are not in the tuning exams. You haven't yet to give me an instance where in the tuning exam he does this factor. So that doesn't even matter. But
I don't know if it matters because they did it before.
The main point of contention here was saying that he's not physically getting faster. I already agreed to the notion that the Sharingan allows him to get a bigger time frame at which he can literally move out of the way of attack.
Okay.
Does
so D1's in agreement with what we said too.
Some better reaction. But when you talk about in terms of like combat speed, like him running from point A to point B, or him punching somebody.
That's run speed. That's not combat speed.
I'm about to name aspects in combat. So when we talk about combat speed, we're talking about the things that you do within combat, like how he charges at you with the Chidori.
That's not what I say.
He literally runs at you with the Chidori, which is a form of combat speed. So running from point A to point B.
You agree the Chidori enhances his travel speed, don't you?
Wait, don't change it yet. Let me go over this Sharingan point.
Yeah.
So from point A to point B, when he's running with the Sharingan alone, he's not physically getting faster here. So that's what I'm saying when you try to say, well, he gets compared to the Sharingan Sasuke gets compared to Lee, even though this is a slower version of Lee, and it still states that Lee is faster than him. Okay, so when we say that you're saying, oh well, since he has a Sharingan, he'll be able to keep up with this Lee, right? I want proof of that. I want an argument for why you think that he'll be able to keep up with Lee's speed.
Yeah,
because
that's what's important.
There's a lot of contradictions that literally showcase that Lee is faster.
Okay, we can get into it.
To a majority. Yeah, go ahead.
We can get into why I think this, but in the first thing, I'm not going to really go over the Sharingan point. I think you basically agree with me for the most part. You just think that like Sasuke can't run faster and stuff like that, but you do agree his time frames and getting increased with having the Sharingan. I think you did say something along the lines of, we didn't see this during the tuning exams. You would agree he doesn't lose like the power of the Sharingan during the tuning exams, right? Like he still has the Sharingan.
The instances that you brought up is when he has a higher form of the Sharingan.
No, I brought up Haku. That's like in the
Yeah,
very
and
beginning. That's like the
I
one
said,
tomo. He has a two
and
tomo now.
my contention with the Haku thing is that he still gets beat up by Haku even when he gets to Sharingan. He still gets stabs with the needles. Like
I don't think you remember
That's
really
true.
what happened.
That's true as well.
barely
Yeah, he does
reacts.
get
He
stabbed in
gets
certain
fucked
moments,
up.
but
That's
No,
the
he
reason
starts
but he
reacting.
did perform
He
better
literally-
too,
why
though.
Naruto
He
goes
was
Naruto.
already
Yeah.
fucked
he
up
did
before
perform
that.
better,
Though.
that's
You're
for
like
sure.
ignoring the
So,
context. Like,
again,
he was already had,
all
like,
this is
cheats all
irrelevant
over
because
his
when
body,
what
but he literally
I wish anyone would
starts
say it in a
tracking
sense too, but like
because he's able to-
Noodles not
he's
realizing
able
this
to now
doesn't
block the
engage
needles
with
from
comparing
hitting
them in
Naruto
tuning
and shit
exams
like
though.
that. So he
That's
is-
fucking
Well,
Land
yeah,
of Wave,
no,
Sasuke.
he
Like,
was not able to react to, which is what I refer to when I talk about combat speed. And because he has this capability earlier in part 1, he doesn't suddenly lose that capability in in the tuning exams. In fact, if anything, it's improved because he's been training and got the second tomo. So I think it's gotten better. Anyway, what I was gonna move on from that point, I was gonna go on to the shit of why I think that like he can react to Lee or whatever. Like
Okay.
I've now demonstrated that his combat speed and reaction speed should be faster. So let's talk about travel speed.
That wasn't a point of contention. You never claimed.
I think I have.
Hold on, wait. You never made a comparison between Lee's reaction speed and Sasuke's reaction speed. The point that we were arguing over right now is saying that why the Sharingan doesn't physically make Sasuke faster. And then you were talking about how the Sharingan gives him a bigger time frame at which he can react to attacks. So inherently, right, it will make his combat speed faster.
This
well,
is
his
getting
reaction
tedious.
speed
Yeah, it
faster.
is.
But as far as him running and try to punch and kick
I'm not
somebody,
talking about
he's
running.
not physically getting faster.
But he can
So
move
what
his
was-
arm at.
So that's a problem. Noodles initially made the claim he's physically getting faster. So like,
Yeah, he might have
he did
actually.
say that at the
Yeah.
beginning. So the D1's not wrong that he did say that, but then he changed his claim and said like in an overall sense, which we all would obviously agree to. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that's obvious. Yeah,
Sasuke's
he
reaction
definitely.
speed with the Sharingan is greater than Lee's. What's the argument for that?
Hold on. Let me get to that. I'll get to that right after, real quick. Like, let's say we're in a race D1, and like,
oh
if
my
I
god.
have a longer time
The
frame
fuck are you
to
talking
complete the
about?
race than you do, but you're faster than me, and we complete it at the same time, right? That shows that like me having that longer time frame allowed me to complete.
You can't be
the race.
faster
Like,
than someone,
basically
but
like a head
complete
start,
something
right?
at the
Like,
same
if
time.
you
That's not how
give
that
me a
works.
head start, we'll get to the destination.
That's
at the same time.
presupposition. Yeah, that's
No, it's just a hypothetical. I'm not presupposing anything. It's a hypothetical.
Yeah, and I'm saying that hypothetical, right? That you're trying to correlate to the both Sasuke and Lee because that's what you're using a hypothetical for. Because you're trying to say that Sasuke,
Yeah,
with the
of
Sharingan,
course.
has a big
It's an
time
analogy.
and whereas Lee is faster than Sasuke, but they both complete at the same time. That presupposes that that Lee is somewhere near Sasuke's speed to the point where they finish at the same time with the race.
Guy says
But
they're practically the
nothing-
same speed, so he
Oh,
is
wait,
somewhere
but-
near.
oh, wait,
That's not a
but-
presupposition.
no,
We
wait,
know
wait,
that.
wait, oh my god. So with the and I said that I don't think that it's nearly nowhere. I think that Lee is still above because they're compared to slower forms of Lee. Right, it's
But
literally
that's base
comparing
Sasuke as
to his-
well. That's a base
yeah,
Sasuke that they're
and it's
comparing
compared to his average
base
speed.
Lee.
And it's comparing
No.
to his average speed.
No. That's not what happened though. That's not what happened though. What happened is
does.
it's not just like this like average speed of Lee. He says average speed at first, and then he said he's practically the same speed later, as in like he now thinks he's just like the
That's
same speed as him
that's a
overall.
assumption, though.
And we know this to be the
No.
case too because Lee himself is even like, oh, it took me decades.
I zoned
to
out for a
achieve
moment. I'm
this
not gonna lie.
speed."
What
We
was
don't
the
know how he
assumption
did
part?
it.
My bad.
Either way,
You wanna go over that?
we
they're
can-
saying like, oh, like at first what at least what a guy says, he's like, oh, he's about the same speed as average Lee
Yeah.
or some shit like that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then later he says, oh, he's practically the same speed. And he's like, oh, now he means full speed Lee. I'm like, well, that's an assumption you're making now.
Yeah, no, that's
So,
bullshit. Yeah, that's an interpret. You know, all he says verbatim, and for arguing semantics, which is annoying, but he says that's practically the same speed as Lee without weights. That's what he says verbatim. Okay, and if you
Literally,
analyze
yeah.
the word practically and look it up on fucking Google, that means either close or almost or whatever, blah blah. So meaning he's not even equal to weightless Lee. Okay,
Yeah.
and here's a problem with that, and I do remember this, and this is actually a good way D1 went about it. D1 eventually says this example, but you got to be careful with the word close too, because there could be the close of where like you're almost right there, right, to being equal, so meaning get bare minimum your relative, or there's the close to where, oh, you could say, oh yeah, I'm close to the location where I need to be, but I'm still like an hour away, right, or 30 minutes away. You know what I mean, like type things like that. So you got to kind of like that's where it gets arbitrary or contentious, because when a guy is saying close, like he doesn't like even further explain like how close, right? You know what I mean? He's not even saying like, oh, he's like right fucking there, or he's still like away, but he's getting close in like a regard to approaching. You know, you get what I'm saying? Like there's many ways this can be perceived, and just like what Jay said, that's an assumption. So no matter what, we have to go off with what is said in the words, and that's it. And that's all you can really do. So I agree with Jay then.
Yeah, it's It's definitely it's interpretive.
Yeah.
Over that, I
Lee
think
statement
that
doesn't
matters. Yeah.
confirm- that Lee
And unless you
statement
could
doesn't matter. It's just
substantiate
saying
whether if it's
that,
feats or other
that
statements, it
Sasuke
doesn't matter.
now he obtained a high-speed body,
Yeah, exactly.
and Lee took years in order to master that. It does not mean that Sasuke and Lee are the same speed.
Why would
He's
he
just
be
saying
impressed
that-
by it?
He's
then?
just saying, yeah, he's impressed.
Now he's
about
changing his
how
guy
much
saying it's the
time
same
it took
speed,
him
bro.
in order to gain such speed. Okay, not the same speed as
Yeah.
Lee.
Noodles has to
Not
pick
the
a
same-
claim, man.
Not the same speed as Lee. Like, for example, Minato has took it years to master the fucking Rasengan, but it took Naruto like months.
I get what you're
in order to
saying.
master
I'm not.
Rasengan.
Oh, listen,
It was
But
a
it
week.
does not mean that Naruto's Rasengan performs the same level at which Minato's does.
That's true.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying here
that's
with
true.
Lee. He's
Yeah.
just impressed about how quick
D1.
Sasuke can catch on of things. It's not meaning
D1.
that
If it's
they're
not the
speed.
same speed, why do they perform the same feat?
They don't perform the same feats.
They both.
You can
blitz
perform
around,
the same
both
feats,
around
but
guard,
not be
both
as
attack
fast as it.
guard.
What?
The same speed.
Wait, pause that real quick. Remember the fucking preliminary tuning exam where Sasuke literally copies Lee's movement, but he was nowhere even fast as weighted Lee? That's not true. All because you do the same movement doesn't mean you're as fast.
Yeah, it's not a good reputation.
That's fucking
Does
horrible,
not mean that
Noodles.
they're the same speed.
But they do like the same thing on panel, like side by side.
Oh
it
my
doesn't mean
god,
that.
that doesn't
showing
mean
that
shit.
Sasuke's using the same taijutsu. It does
Yeah.
not mean that he's doing
Yeah,
the
no,
same
D was
speed
bitching
or
him right
the same
now.
level.
I'm sorry.
Because they say
No,
that
it
he's the
doesn't.
same speed and he's using practically
No,
the
it
same
doesn't.
speed and he's using the same taijutsu.
Yeah, and
Last pause too, Jay. My bad. Another thing D1 said really good right there too. Was the Rasengan comparison example, because Noodles argued, oh, well, fucking Sasuke, you know, like with the statement where like it took him a month to get the speed, but for Lee it took years, so therefore they have to be the same speed. And then D1 said like, well, it fucking took Minato years to create the Rasengan, and Naruto mastered it in a fucking couple weeks or a week or whatever. So does that mean now they're performing the Rasengan on the same level? No. And he said that too, and that's a good way of looking at it, because that is true. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All because Naruto mastered it way quicker or developed it way quicker doesn't mean it's performing on the same level as Minato. You know?
Yeah,
So-
no, yeah, it's a good analogy.
Contradicts
Yeah.
your idea about them being the same speed.
Hold on, listen. If they're practically the same speed, though, I think that establishes relativity between them. Because if they're
No,
performing
I
the
don't- I
same
don't think they're
feats, if
relative.
they're
I don't
practically
think
the
they're
same
relative.
speed, what do you think relative means?
Okay, now the claim is
they're relative.
they're
What do you
relative.
think
Okay, here we go.
That means they're close in speed.
Okay, they say that they're practically the same in speed.
And once again, I already told you that there's contradictions with that.
There isn't. You just brought up a statement
Yeah,
from
so-
Guy that happens
yeah, I'll show you it.
earlier,
I'll show you it.
earlier
I'll
in
show
the
you
in the
it. I'll
fight
show
where he
you-
initially
wait.
sees Sasuke.
No,
and then
that's not
later
the
he
only contradiction that I have.
That's not a contradiction though at all.
That's
That's
not
just
the only
Guy changing his.
contradiction that I
That's
have.
just Guy's opinion furthering the
Oh
more he
wait,
saw
Noodles. I
Sasuke.
said that's not the only contradiction that I
But
have.
it's not a contradiction at all, though.
It is a contradiction.
But it's just got why.
So
is
see,
it
D1 was going to show
Guy
other
would just
information or
change his
statements and
opinion,
feats,
like,
but
more
of
than
course,
Sasuke?
Noodles just keeps going on this thing.
Impressed about how Sasuke obtained a speed in such a short amount of time, whereas he's saying, "Oh shit, he's shocked." But in
Well, no, hold
reality,
on.
that's not how what he actually thinks.
He
because I
starts
believe
off saying
there's
that
greater
he's
feats
practically
that
the
contradict that.
At first, he says that he's the average speed of Lee, but then
Yeah.
he like furthers that statement later. And it's like, wow, now Sasuke's practically the same speed overall. So it's like it's not.
No, he doesn't say overall. He
that's
says
the average
without
speed of
weights.
Lee. His opinion has changed. To
Yeah,
a
without
point
his
where
weights,
now
yeah.
And
he
D1
thinks
posted that
Sasuke
scan,
has
so-
gotten to the point where he's like equal to weightlessness.
Noodles just
in
can't
its
track.
entirety. And it
No,
just goes.
not
It just
equal.
goes to show that the Sharingan does have the capacity to copy someone to a pretty ludicrous degree.
Obviously.
I
What?
think that-
What?
I
That's
think
not what's
that
in
also
question.
Jutsu training for the Chidori probably played a factor as well. Are you aware that the Chidori like increases your speed,
He already agreed to that.
like your
Yeah, I'm aware
travel
of
speed
that.
and combat speed?
He
Okay,
agreed to
so
that already.
But you can only move in a
Yeah.
straight line, literally, and it's easy
That's
to
fine.
counter the Chidori. It's literally
It's
easy.
not
Where
easy. It's not easy.
It's stated. It's literally stated.
From who?
It's stated by Lee itself, and it's stated multiple times in the fucking
When does Lee
Naruto.
state that?
In a Naruto series, that a B line attack is easy to counter.
Yeah, it's
You
the
can
whole
say that
emphasis of why he
being
needs a
attacked is
two-tomo
easy to
Sharingan.
counter,
You
but
know?
what does that actually entail?
Yeah.
Like Kakashi was
Easy
getting
counter
easily
attack.
dealt
How
with.
do you counter
Fucking
a
Naruto can
player
clash with
straight at
Sasuke,
you
yada
at that
yada.
level
So
of
yeah, that's
speed?
true.
How's that?
Yeah.
In what
Meaning that
regard
it's
is that
to
easy?
predict? Meaning that it's easy to predict because you're moving in a single and you're moving in a single foul line. You're not doing any type of diversion or anything that can.
I know,
trick
but
your
what does
opponent out to
easy mean
moving.
in this
I
case?
mean,
What is easy? That's like a relative term.
easy? Do you not know the definition of what easy means?
I'm just saying it's relative. Do you know what easy is? It can be easy to cook a pizza. It can be easy to build a bomb. It depends
Yeah.
on what you mean.
So when I say
Wait, what?
easy, 9 times out of 10, people counter those type of attacks when they're moving in a fucking straight single file line.
So this is just like this arbitrary 9 times out of 10 it's easy to counter thing. Like that's
It's not
what you
arbitrary.
think
We
interpret?
literally see
It
this
is.
thing multiple times in Naruto, and it's stated multiple times in the series as well.
No, I
Whereas
think it takes
even-
like a shinobi that has like crazy good capacity with ninjutsu to counter something like the Chidori. That's why Sasuke.
Not Naruto and not with Kakashi.
all the time while they're running at people.
Naruto just runs with a rising god. What you mean?
People with Chidori. He literally has to grab people and literally hold them down in order for him to hit them with Chidori. Like in the
What are you
Zabuza
talking
example,
about, bro?
in the Zabuza example, he literally had dogs literally fucking holding fucking Zabuza.
Yeah, that is true, yeah.
And then he
Okay,
tried
what it
to
says I'm
Chidori
using
him,
the Zabuza
and then fucking
example.
Haku comes out of nowhere and then fucking
What
gets
says
the
I'm
Chidori
using
and
that
hits him with a
specific part 1
like what?
Zabuza
So
example?
what other lightning blade example is there?
How about him like tagging the Jinchuriki during their?
That was a
fight?
Shidori
They
stream?
literally
Are you
tag
talking
these, like,
about part
V2s.
That's not Raikuri. That's
Yeah,
Raikuri's
Oh my God,
stream.
now this nigga's talking about part 2.
Oh, no,
In
lightning
part two,
cable.
one
My
of
bad,
those part
lightning
two
cable.
examples, we literally see that fucking
Yeah, it
Kakashi
was,
has to
yeah.
sneak up behind fucking Kakuzu and fucking.
And
get
Guy
him
was
out.
fighting all those
Yeah,
motherfuckers in
yeah,
base.
yeah.
The
So
V2 were not
what
that
I'm talking about
strong.
is that they utilizing
No, they weren't.
diversions in order to hit people with Chidori. If you want to
That
use
wasn't a
another
diversion with
example,
the Jinchuriki, though.
with the pain example, he tries to use a diversion as well to hit him with.
If it's so easy to counter, why didn't the 9 Jinchuriki who were like 8
Okay, hang on,
Kakashi and Guy, 8v2 and
Pause this
Kakashi
real
and
quick.
Guy, why didn't they counter?
So far, from what I'm hearing, D1 is trying to say, like, so he agreed that the Chidori does make you faster, but then he says as a refutation, but it's easy to deal with whatever, so therefore, like, the speed and whatever would be, like, irrelevant, basically. And here's what I think where Noodles is going wrong. If Noodles stuck to why the speed is important and to how it can come to a speed blitz, that's the right way to go. Like, you know, like what Jay did with the math equation, etc., you name it, the strongest opponent. Like, if you're going that route and substantiating that route, he could definitely be able to pull it off. But what Noodles is fucking up, he's, instead of going that route, right, he's entertaining what D1 said, where it's very easy to be dealt with, which that is true. It has been stated many times and shown by feats. So he's falling for D1's trap. It's kind of like the reverse Uno card right now. And he's also citing all those reference points and examples and bringing them all up. And the only thing Noodles has said so far was, oh, but what about the War Arc moment where Kakashi uses a lightning cable against the V2 Jinchuriki? So he brings up one moment, and it's technically a false equivalence at the same time. But even though D1 didn't really say the false equivalent, but I'm just saying. But the bottom line is that's one moment compared to the abundance of consistency that D1 has just mentioned when the feats and the statements. It's stated several times they can be easy to avoid and counter. That was the whole reason why Minato told Kakashi stop using that fucking technique. You know what I mean? Then there's the Joning examples with Kakashi. Even when he has the Sharingan, there's that as well. Then you have Naruto with his Rasengan with Sasuke. Like, there's so many fucking things. Then you have the Gaara shit. You know, like, so overall, like, yeah, he brought up all the examples with the dogs. So Kakashi doing that with the mud wall against Pain. He brings up the Sasuke, what he did the Final Valley against Naruto. He had the CM1 amp and had to do ninjutsu combos, then taijutsu, and then grab him and then do a Chidori because he literally wasted a Chidori clashing it with Naruto's Rasengan. You know what I mean? So from everything that I've heard so far, it's more in favor for D1 at least putting out to why Chidori would be useless. But again, that's because Noodles is entertaining that aspect and not explaining why the speed aspect is important. You know, at least so far from what I'm hearing. But yeah.
Yeah, he could have approached it differently.
Exactly.
Maybe my argument.
Yeah.
What's funny is when I debated D1 on this, when he was on the call show, it was the same topic.
Yeah.
And I brought that up, and he had a harder time like refuting that than this.
He didn't even bring up the avoid thing or nothing with you at all. He was just trying to contest you with the speed, you know, and whatnot. So
yeah, and I think at the end, like, shout out to D1, I think I got him in the end. Like, you couldn't really refute it, but like when I got him was where he said like, oh, isn't it true that when people are drunk they're less predictable? I'm like, no, they're not.
yeah, no, when they're drunk they're
disoriented.
they're idiots and and like they're
That's
they're
why
hindered.
I got him there with that because he couldn't really like dig his way out of that. But
Yeah.
Noodles isn't approaching it.
Yeah, no, he's not, and it's actually looking more logically and more rationally in favor for. That's all I'm getting at, basically, because everything he's citing did technically happen and was stated, and he's bringing up all the multiple examples. And instead of Noodles attacking those examples as well, or trying to say why they don't matter or this and that, he's not even doing that. He's just letting it go, and then just saying, "Oh, but what about the War Arc moment?" So the problem is, you can't say one War Arc moment And then while D1 is saying multiple consistency of why it's irrelevant, blah blah. So he's not going about this the right way. He should have stuck on the speed, not the fucking Chidori is easy to avoid or dodge. Like that's hurting him.
Yeah, he should have stuck to the specific case.
They all got
starting
fucking
interchange.
What do you mean
Yeah.
counter? They're not even in control of their own bodies.
But they're fast as fuck still, and they're
They're not in
blitzing
control
Casey
of
and
their own
Naruto and Killer
bodies.
B and beating the fuck out of them.
They're not in control of their own bodies. We already
And they're
know that
still
they're
able to
not in
beat the
control
fuck
their
out of
bodies.
people.
They're all fatigued, by the way.
That doesn't contradict my argument at all.
It
Because
does.
And they were getting
It's
jumped.
not that easy to counter.
I listed out multiple.
And base
examples
guy
of
was
what
fight.
he
Come
did
on, you know what I mean? Like
Chidori
base guy.
literally
Come
diverged.
on.
He doesn't need it. He just happened to
Wait,
do that.
You think
He
base
doesn't
guy
need
is
it.
KCM
Because if it
level
was
or
not
Killer
an
B?
easy attack
Shut
to
the fuck
counter,
up.
Literally,
be line straight attack. That will not be necessary here. But in
Hey.
9 to the 10 of the examples that I listed, there are
If it-
diversions literally being made for the Chidori to fucking hit people.
If it's so easy to counter, why did the Raikage get hit by it?
Itachi
Sasuke
did it.
Like you're saying that
Raikage
there's
didn't
this.
get hit.
Hold on, real quick.
He didn't
There's-
get hit.
He
He did that to Sasuke and Kakashi.
Why was he
No, he
bleeding?
didn't.
Why was he bleeding?
He didn't get hit.
Why was he bleeding?
He literally fucking
Why was he
stopped the
bleeding?
attack and picked fucking Sasuke up and
No,
slammed him.
Sasuke
What are you
ducked
talking
under his.
Nah,
punch
Noodles is
and
right
hit
on
him
that.
in
He
the
did
chest.
hit him. He
No,
did
it
hit him.
didn't.
He tanked it.
Yeah, he did.
Sasuke
He's
tried to
bleeding.
do that.
He's bleeding.
He withstood the
Sasuke
attack,
tries to
but he got
thrust him, and
tagged
it didn't work. It didn't work. He tries
because
to
of
thrust
his
him, it didn't
durability, not
work.
because of speed.
Oh, because it was
Yeah, he's right about
durability.
that.
Oh, and
Yeah, because he tanked it. He withstood it.
And that
It still
instant,
fucking
it still
touched
was
him.
a diversion. It wasn't a beeline attack because he literally
It wasn't a
dodged it,
diversion. They
the
were running
punch,
straight
and
at each
literally tried
other.
to thrust him.
They
It
literally
didn't
ran and attacked each other. Listen, bro, you're assuming.
I agree with
that
Noodles on
these
that one.
diversions
On the
are
Raikage thing, yeah,
Yeah,
that,
he's
that,
right.
there was
It
no
was
diversion being made
happenstance.
there.
That
It was just
Kakashi
straight,
felt
like,
that
just
in that
Nah,
precog
straight,
and speed.
yeah.
It's
straight
the most
attack.
beneficial.
Yeah,
option
9
to
out of
use.
10.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10 arbitrary. Nice.
Yeah.
And, and I'll say
Anyway.
this, like, pause it real
Anyway,
quick,
we're
Jay.
gonna-
The
we're
reason
gonna
why
argue next
Sasuke
time.
landed the
So-
attack, though, was because of the precog. Like, if he didn't have the shotgun, then they both would have just hit each other at the same fucking time. Like, that's what would
Yeah,
it,
for sure.
it would have been. It would have been Sasuke Chidori hitting the elbow, the Raikage's elbow attack, and that's what would have happened. Then
Yeah.
and then it would have just been like a Rising on a Chidori clash in a sense, but because he had the precog and it emphasizes that in the manga and the anime, he sees it, so then he can see it, duck, and hit. So.
Yeah, literally, he's right about that. But yeah, it's
You agree Sasuke's
Definitely,
speed is
for
being
sure.
increased to some unknown degree with the Chidori. You agree the Sharingan is enhancing his combat
And you
speed and
still have
reaction
yet to
speed.
compare that fucking Sasuke's reaction is greater than Lee's. You still have yet to give an argument for that.
All I have to say is that he's equal in Lee's speed in
He's
base,
not,
and now all of
which
a
I don't
sudden,
believe.
they both get vaguely amped by the gates, the Sharingan, and the Chidori, and Sasuke is now just the
Oh my
same level
God.
as Lee in a scaling chain.
No,
and
no,
he has
he's
more
not.
jutsu.
No, he's not. No, he's
Yes,
not.
They're both
No.
vaguely above their bases.
Noodles, you're just making claims, but you haven't given a single argument to why these things are the case. When I'm asking,
He's
So
right
I
about
didn't
that, he
argue that
hasn't.
Lee and
So you just
Sasuke are
said
practically the same speed in base.
hold on, wait. Yeah, we went over that, and I already gave my.
So I did give an
by
argument.
literally saying, hold on, wait. I'm about to explain. If you let me finish, I allow you to
Go
finish.
finish,
I already
finish.
keep cutting me off.
Finish, bro.
okay?
Finish.
So when I say an argument, obviously you're providing some type of justification that proves that what you're claiming to be the case is right. So when you make the claim, well, there's a statement that guy literally says, oh, that they're practically the same speed, so they're relative. What I'm saying is I disagree with that statement, and I already gave my contention with that statement where you say that practically means that they're relative, where I'm saying that no, they're not relatives in terms of speed, and then you're claiming that the Sharingan gives him some type of fucking time frame at which he can literally precog attacks and gives him a big time frame to punch and kick or whatever, react to somebody. Why is
You're
that greater
rehashing
than,
old shit
why
ad
is that
nauseam.
greatest? Why is that greater
Ad
than
nauseam.
Lee reaction? Because but
All right, what I missed, Jay? My bad. I was doing.
it does not
like,
mean that the reactor speeds are
what up?
I think now they're kind of
same,
concluding
because there are
that.
two different types of speeds.
I get that they're two different types of speeds, but in functionality, it's like there's not really much of a difference in combat speed. All I need to prove is that in travel speed and combat speed, they're practically the same in base.
Yeah,
and
we
then
already
I
know.
also, because you said that they have to be close in speed, and then you also agree that they're almost the same
didn't.
speed.
I
So
never
it's
did.
no different. You're just agreeing
never
that
did.
they're. Yeah, you did. You verbatim said that they have to be close in speed in order to be relative, which is literally what's said. They're said to be practically
And I
the
said
same
that they're
speed,
not.
so they're
oh my
relative.
God. No, that's not what I said. So what
Yes,
I
that is
said was
verbatim
that
what you said.
They
You
are
can cap
not
about it,
close in
but
speed,
that is
and
what you
there's
said.
multiple contradictions that literally showcase this, and I already gave you my argument
You
about
didn't
the
show
guy
anything that didn't show this.
The guy's statement could just be some type of shocking statement, whereas he's stating that.
D1, I have the
it-
consistency on my side.
You don't have any consistency. Everything that you have claimed thus far has got the bump.
No, it hasn't. We've
do
been
you wanna
going
go to
over
masculine
this
league?
whole
You wanna go to
argument about
masculine league?
like We can go over your scaling in just a second, but hold on.
Okay.
Let's finish this point real quick, and then we can go on to yours. Yeah. Anyway, so like in essence, what I was saying is that like we're arguing whether or not they're relative in base. We show a scan that says they're practically the same speed. You said that
Oh my
that
God.
practically means that they're close. All that we
said
need
about.
to say that
I didn't say
about-
close.
no, I mean they're almost right. Almost was
I
the
said
specific
about.
word.
I said practically means about. I never just said that it means close.
Okay, so do you think if someone's almost the same speed, they're close?
No.
What do you
What?
think that means then?
Almost is saying that they're getting there. It doesn't mean that it's close.
Almost does not mean that they're getting there. Almost
so
means
if I
they're
say-
pretty close.
Hold on, wait. So if I say
mean,
I'm
almost
almost
is
at
similar to
Subway,
close, it's
but I'm
similar.
fucking
Yeah.
30 minutes away from the fucking Subway, does that mean that I'm? Does that not entail that I'm getting closer to the Subway?
Hey, D1,
you wouldn't be
know the
almost there
definition
then,
of
though.
almost? Very nearly.
Okay, we just went over that.
It's
literally.
very near. As
Yeah,
in
no,
close.
almost does mean
Very
close,
near
pretty
is
much.
very
Yeah,
subjective.
practically is like
Okay,
very
so is
nearly,
close.
nearly
So
almost.
you're using your definition. Your definition is that they're close. If they're very near, they're close, bro.
No, that's very subjective.
That's what
Almost
Guy
is a
says
subjective
too.
term.
So they're all
Subjective.
close.
Yeah, and I already gave my argument. With
I
the
think
guy.
what
They're going to the
D1's
same
trying to
thing, literally the
what he's
same
trying to
thing.
say there is
I
like if like let's say I'm going like a Burger King or whatever, and I'm like practically there or close or whatever the fuck right we want to say, right? Like there could be to where like you could say that like when you're like either 5 minutes or a minute away, or if you're like 20 minutes away, you know. Like there could be a difference in like the quantification of how close you are. I think
True.
that's what
Yeah,
he's getting
true.
at. And that is technically would be true, but
Yeah.
but-
Yeah, in general, yeah.
They're performing the same feat. You said because they're showing this fucking after images and they're performing the same taijutsu, that means that they're doing it at the same level, which I disagree with in the first place. They're not performing at the same level.
I
which
think
is
they are because Guy
the-
says they are.
I don't think they are at all.
Guy says
they're
they
not
are, so
equal.
it doesn't matter.
No, they're not equal though. What?
I'll just close off on the scaling. So,
Yeah.
like, in essence, Sasuke has ninjutsu, he has genjutsu, and he has the same skill as Lee in taijutsu, and he's the same speed as Lee. They both have the same scaling chain and speed. The gates vaguely increase Lee's
No, he didn't get the
speed
speed shit. He didn't get the speed shit though. That no.
Chidori vague.
And he also didn't
Yeah, he says
explain.
the gates are,
My bad. Go ahead,
yeah,
bro.
he says the gates are vague. They're not vague. They're literally like multipliers.
Yeah, no, they're fucking drastic fucking amps. That's bullshit. But he's over here, right, bro? I'm gonna be honest with how bad he's doing with Sasuke. Jay could take Lee and slam the fuck out of him with Gate Lee.
I'm
Like,
getting that.
yeah, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? And mind you, like Sasuke is like in the majority of what people think is like the W stands to, and so on and so forth, or like the more advantage. But either way, what's it called? I'm just gonna put this out because what he just said right there is blatantly bullshit. He didn't win the whole speed thing. D1 definitely got that. He got the fucking the Chidori shit. With like whether if it's easy to avoid or counter. He got
did.
that very good as well. The only thing Noodles, which D1 agreed to it though, was the overall thing with like the precog and blah blah. The efficiency for the precog as well when it changes like that as well, but D1 eventually agreed to that too. So the physical speed, D1 was right on that, and the Noodles agreed to that eventually. So like overall, that's kind of just been like the general consensus of it. But then when he said like all the genjutsu and ninja, all that, the problem with that is Noodles is just making random shotgun claims. Like he never explained the relevance of why that would even matter. Yeah, he didn't explain why that would be a win con or even matter. He had no relevance of evidence substantiation. Where like, I'm sorry, but you can say fucking Kakashi has like all these goddamn thousands of jutsus, right, and whatever blah blah. But does that mean he's beating Pain? No. Right? You know what I mean? Like, or you could say Kakashi has Genjutsu, Ninjutsu, all the whatever, blah. But again, does that mean he beats Pain? Obviously, no, for many reasons. So that's also retarded what he just did. Obviously, we'll see what D1 says in response. It's probably just going to get into like hostile territory now. I think they're just both like spouting out whatever the fuck they want to say. But yeah, that's blatantly just not. That's not.
Yeah, no, he's definitely shotgunning now. Like none of this shit was ever substantiated.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sasuke speed unknown degree, so they end up the same place in the scaling chain. Therefore, Sasuke is just Lee but better in every capacity. There's my argument. There you go.
Okay, so everything that he just said.
And ninjutsu, yeah.
Can I stop?
Yeah.
Oh my bad.
Scuba, yeah. What the fuck?
Genjutsu. Sasuke doesn't even have Genjutsu in part
everything
1.
that he's
Like, what the
listed,
fuck is
that's
he on
fine.
about with that too?
Yeah, nah.
He
Yeah,
never
yeah,
uses
yeah,
Genjutsu with his Sharingan.
Reaction speed.
Nah, he doesn't
He
really
has
have
yet
that
to
skill
even
yet.
get
No.
a grasp of what Lee's reaction speed was to look like. He tried to say that, oh, but since they're relative in speed, the functionality of the reaction speed will be the same in battle, which I literally disagree with because there are 2 different metrics of different speeds. Your fucking reaction speed can be greater than your fucking movement speed, which he literally agrees with and gives no fucking argument for why Sasuke reaction speed will be greater than Lee's. He also talked about how like the statement that practically means very near or very close. I literally said that guy's statement, right? It could just be a vast statement because he's in shock of how fucking fast Sasuke obtained such speed in a slower form. I mean, in a slower time frame than what Lee did. He Noodles tried to compare that to say, well, since Lee is shocked about how fucking fast he achieved this speed, oh, it means that he's now at the same level at which Lee can move. I said no. Lee is just impressed about the time frame at which Sasuke obtained higher speed. Okay, because they both attain a high speed body, it does not mean that they're doing it at the same level. I gave the example with Minato and Naruto, whereas Minato took a longer time frame to master the fucking Rasengan, whereas Naruto, it took him like 2 months. It does not mean that Naruto's Rasengan is now at the same level at which Minato does because Naruto completed it in a smaller time frame, right? I told him that the Sharingan does not inherently make you physically faster. It just gives you some type of aim dodging material, whereas you can move out of the way before an attack literally happens, which is not actually making you physically faster. But what I told him here is that he would need to compare that why Sasuke will be able to react to Lee in his higher forms of his speed, because every statement that I literally listed are literally statements literally comparing fucking Sasuke to a slower version of fucking Lee, which I literally stated before. He talks about the Chidori. I told him that the Chidori is literally easy to counter, and 9 times out of 10 we literally see throughout the series that people literally counter people Chidori all the time,
Yep.
and that's the reason why fucking people have to
You
use
didn't
that
cite
version.
one though.
It's so emphasized. That's why you need the
I
Sharingan.
lied.
I was quiet
Yeah,
during your
exactly.
conclusion.
Yeah, but you
Because
went
9
on
out of 10
longer,
times
though.
your
And
opponents
it's
have the
not-
same
yeah,
speed. You know what I
I'm
mean?
just
Either the
that
same
guy.
or
I'm just
close.
that guy.
That's
Yeah,
the
I'm just that
problem.
guy. That's
Or if
right.
they have it, then what are you going to do, right? You know what I mean? Because yeah, Chidori could be a speed
Yeah, so
amp,
I told
but
him that,
if they're
when I
in the
said
same scaling, you're
that people have to
fucked,
create
you know?
a version
Yeah.
in order to land Chidori,
He named
because
two
when you're moving at
two,
beat,
and I gave
shut
2 as
the
well.
fuck up, you
You
fucking
didn't say
white
9 out of 10
bitch.
though. bitch. You gave 2 and I gave 2.
Ass bitch.
They were going. They were
Shut the
equal,
fuck up,
bitch.
Let me get my fucking conclusion. You ugly ass nigga.
Cry about it,
Fuck up,
dumbass.
bitch.
You
What
dumb
the
motherfucker.
fuck?
Go crash your car
Yo,
again.
Ice,
Go
can
fucking
you
slap your
Damn.
car,
bitch
dumb
ass nigga?
motherfucker.
He's mad 'cause
All
I'm
right,
saying
all right. Let him give us conclusion.
Single
D1,
crusher
finish
car.
your-
Oh, shit.
Anyways, before this fucking ramen noodle eating ass white ass bitch, who the fuck voted for fucking Donald Trump, you fucking white cracker
You voted
bitch?
I
for
didn't
Donald
vote
Trump.
for him. You're applying shit to me. I didn't do
Packet
it.
time. Ad hominem time.
Bro, stop
It's fair,
crying.
let him finish.
That was funny as shit.
That was fucking funny.
But yours is way fucking longer and
But D1 only gets like this with people that are like are annoying or hostile. To be
Alright,
fair,
he
he didn't get like this with you.
All right,
Yeah.
Noodles, just was last.
This shit is
Oh my
funny.
god,
Yeah.
it's just the point we're concluding on, not the whole fucking debate. This guy's retarded.
So like I was saying, retard, is that we literally see that people create diversion in order to land Chidori, which goes back to the statement about Lee literally saying that beeline attacks like that are easy to counter, and he needs the eye to see through the counter.
Minato
That's the reason
says
why
it,
Kakashi
Lee says
uses
it.
Chidori in the first place to literally successfully land
literally.
Kakashi says it.
Moving at those speeds requires
Sasuke and
perception
Boruto
people
says
are easy
it.
to counter those things.
Talking
So
too
when
fast,
people
slow
try
down.
to counter that things, they
No one
fucking
can
shot
hear
with the Chidori, you fucking retard. So anyways, back to what I was fucking saying, you fat neck ass bitch. Right? Literally, why are you still talking?
You're making me laugh, bro. What the fuck you want me to do?
Yo, Ice, you can easily server mute this nigga. That's the easiest.
Oh shit.
All right, look.
You can tell D1 hates this motherfucker. Who doesn't hate noodles? Who doesn't?
Thank you. To see through those counters. So why is Chidori? He still have yet to show me why Chidori is now a great factor in which now he'll be able to fucking beat the fuck out of Lee, which he have yet to compare that to.
Yeah, he hasn't done
He's a
that.
fucking
Yeah.
retard.
He hasn't done that
Like
yet.
I said, I told him that
yeah,
there's
he
multiple
doesn't. Yeah, he
contradictions.
hasn't.
I wish he did. That's what he should have done in response.
Yeah.
I told him about the statement
That
about
would've
he
been
says
the
he's
better
almost
approach,
his he's almost his average speed, which is a very slow version of Lee, and then he says practically the same speed as Lee without the fucking weights, right? Where I stated that practically means almost to, which is literally a subjective term, and I gave him the example about me being 30 minutes from the subway. Does that mean that I'm not getting close to the subway because I'm almost getting there? So that's the definition I literally gave about almost, saying that he's getting there. So it does not literally entail very close or very near, you fat neck ass bitch. It's a subjective term. So it's subjective to the person who is using it. And I already made the
Oh my
statement about how
God.
like, I stated that guy can just be shocked, and that's the reason why he's making that claim, but in reality it's not the case. Which he has yet to fucking
That's a good thing to
break
say
that
too,
argument
because
as well.
everybody was shocked.
So everything
Yeah.
you guys said is far
Yeah,
got fucking
that is
debunked.
true.
And we could go to
All right, pause it real quick, Jay. So-
we're on my
And
side.
then I'm assuming we're gonna hear. I think the rest is just packing, and then eventually it's new. I think Noodles gives his conclusion. I don't remember, but anyways, so overall, what I'll say on this, I do agree. D1 got all the most important points and all the main things, but here's the issue though. So like Noodles scaling didn't go through, or his win cons, but so D1 was good on that because he defended very well. And then Noodles just fucked up on how to engage what he said. Because again, as we said before, what Noodles should have done is that he should have been like, oh wait, hey, hang on, the avoiding Chidori, whatever, that's a whole other thing. Let me explain why Chidori is a win con and how it allows him to speed blitz, okay? Or show why with Chidori, why he would scale higher. That's what he should have said. And then after arguing for that, okay, of why it would be a speed blitz or a win con or why it would make him scale higher than Lee, then he should have went to the is Chidori easy to deal with, whatever, blah, blah, because that only matters if you're actually scaled to your opponent, if you're equal or actually relative to your opponent. That is when Chidori is a problem and why it can be so easy to counter, or you need diversions or this and that and yada yada, right? It's only when your opponent still scales to you. You know what I mean? But if you can argue that the Chidori speed amp is high enough to get you over, then all of that's fucking irrelevant. That goes out the window. You don't even have to talk about it being easy to avoid. You know what I mean? So that's where he went wrong, you know?
Yeah. And the arguments exist, like the one I
Yeah.
used myself. Like, we could have used that.
And you
I
could
mean,
you could
I
explain,
don't
like Gara
understand
bled. He bled, bro. You know what I mean? Like you could go about it in so many really good, you know. So yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah,
he
he
didn't.
fucking-
He fucked up on that. He
What's
fucked up.
funny is Noodles has stolen my arguments before, like when he debated Swakage.
Yep.
He used my argument where Itachi against Nagato. I used that book before.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't steal my other argument. You probably haven't heard it. But,
Yeah, the speed argument for Sasuke that you have, and then in correlation and substantiation with everything else you say too. Like again, like that's where he fucked up. So if he was just able to argue very simply why Chidori is a win con and how it puts him above in scaling, that it's not even relevant to even talk about the Chidori being avoided, because that only matters if you scale to your opponent. So
yeah, like my force argument, you can actually get him above fifth gately if you use that argument.
yeah,
He didn't even use that shit. So yeah, I think overall, Noodles won some points, but not the important ones. Like the Chidori one, that was probably the most important, and he lost.
And
that
he
one.
lost.
He started to like bullshit. He started bullshit that the gates are vague as far as amplifying.
I wish
whatnot.
D1 attacked that
Really
too.
stated.
I wish he, because that's
Yeah.
so bullshit.
That's bullshit.
Bro, the
He's
gates
like,
are
oh,
so
Chidori and
Yo, Jay, the
Yeah.
gates are so cracked, okay? Like, because remind you, like,
cracked.
Chidori's great, Chidori's insane, gates are insane. Like, we're not going to sit here and say, like, oh, like, like, it's fucking... So, like, here's the problem.
That's
Like,
bullshit.
the gates are so crazy. When Lee activated the fourth gate, okay, and he took a single step, he destroyed the entire stadium. Everything blew the fuck up. Like,
He was too fucking powerful.
yeah, he was
D1 could have. Yeah, D1 could have been more dominant. If he wanted
Bro,
to.
people-
Noodles like saying dumb shit.
people couldn't even track him, dude. Like, everybody
Yeah.
couldn't even see him. Like, Kakashi had to take out his 3 Tomo. You know what I mean? Because, like, of like,
Just
like,
track him.
just to track him like more better and properly. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, he probably couldn't track him without. I think that's stupid. But you get what I'm saying. Just to track him more efficiently and effectively, that's a big deal. Still, the fact that Kakashi is whipping out a 3 Tomo, you know what I mean? Like, so like, and he's over here sweating. He's like, oh my god, like what the fuck? And he even got like super serious with Guy. He's like, I can't believe you taught him the fucking gates. Like, that is really some crazy shit to teach someone. You know what I mean? Like, it's no joke, you know? Like, so like,
Yeah,
there's
exactly.
just so many ways to go about it where it's blatantly insane amps for the gates. Bro, the first gate alone, shown consistency-wise, allows Lee to speed blitz 9 out of 10 times. And the only
literally.
person he couldn't speed blitz was Kim Mar, but that's because he's built different. You know, like, so like fucking...
There's something else.
You know, like, so, but here's another impressive thing, and people overlook this too. Fucking, when Lee was fighting Kim Maru or whatever, like, yeah, he landed a couple blows in the anime only, and then the manga, if you just take the manga, then he didn't land any blows, but he was at least still scaling to him. He landed 1 blow in the manga, technically, but that was to save Naruto. But either way, like, he landed blows in the manga and anime, and overall, like, he was gonna lose, right? But then he does the drunken fist, right? And he's actually beating the fuck out of Kim Maru. So he's beating him up, whatever, and then Kimmaru had to use partial curse mark and basically amp his jutsu activation, his bone shit, in order to shit on Drunken Lee. And then he has to do the same exact thing to gate 1 Lee, okay? So clearly that would definitely be a pretty big fucking amp, right? Because he never ever had to resort to using the curse mark or to activate his bones like a Susanoo, basically, right? You know, he never had to use his jutsu to defend himself. He was just reacting with his body or just taijutsu. You know what I mean? So, like, clearly there's a big difference. And we know jutsu activation is a big deal because when he was fighting QB Naruto, he was over here, like, releasing bones all over his fucking body and stabbing them all, you name it, the whole nine, right? So he could still do the bones out of his body to counter Drunken Lee or to counter Weightless Lee. But yet, fucking, what's it called? He couldn't do that. He was still getting bitched and shit on. Lee was just too, like, he was fast, right? So, like,
too
so
fast.
the fact that Lee was too fast with the Drunken and he couldn't stick his bones out with no curse mark. I'm talking about no curse mark. The fact that he couldn't do that, which is basically, the bones are basically a Susanoo, okay? He couldn't do that. He had to use the curse mark and then he could speed blitz Lee now. Like, that's more further precedence that the gates definitely are a good amp. You know what I mean? It's very dishonest to just sit here and be like, oh, the gates are shit, you know, or like, it's just so dumb. You know what I mean? Like, it's very weird.
Yeah, I mean, and D1 easily could have debunked that. Like, oh, they're vague. I'm like, it's literally stated what the multiplier is, retard.
Exactly.
But, yeah, he definitely approached it the wrong way.
Isn't it dozens of times,
argument,
Jay? The statement?
Yeah. Yeah, literally, like, fucking, the multiplier is insane.
And Kakashi
Like,
says you get the power of an Okage if you release all 8.
Literally, you become Hokage level. Like,
and then it Shippuden, it's like, then it's stated, at least for Guy, because we learned that, like, the 8 gates vary from person to person. It's different, right? In Shippuden, you get the power of the Gokage, but 10 times greater than the Gokage.
Yeah, he's like greater than all Hokage in the world and shit.
And 10 times, not like just greater. Yeah. No, like 10 times greater. That's insane.
Like 6 past tier. Yeah, he's like 6 past level. Fucking D1 could have been more dominant.
Yeah.
Noodles could have won. They both could. Like D1 won overall. Yeah. D1 could have been more dominant though. Noodles could have won with the right argument. To Chidori. Yeah. It was close, relatively close, kinda, but D1 won the major argument at the end of the day.
So, like, D1 won overall, but again, where it stands back to this, and I'm pretty sure you would agree with this too, Jay, like, since D1 didn't get to present his scaling, it still gets nowhere, technically. Like, technically, no one won the debate overall because it didn't finish, but D1 did win what they did debate in this video, you know?
Yeah, he definitely won the main points, and I think.
I mean, right now, I would beat the fuck out of you. You fucking shrimp neck bitch. I've seen what you look like, you ugly motherfucker.
This shit annoyed me because Noodles' mic is way louder, bro. It's not fair.
Yeah, it is. The fuck,
bitch. Show us fucking ass cheeks. You ain't got shit, motherfucker. Yeah, I'll show my ass cheeks. I'll put my ass cheeks on your.
Yeah, he showed his ass cheeks in Discord to minors.
He's the same. You're the one who's bitching, bitch. You don't actually have a fucking argument for why this is.
D1's not wrong. He did show his ass on Discord to minors.
It does. It does, though. You don't have a fucking argument. You can't just say that it's not stated, therefore an argument. You have to have it stated in the manga, dumbass.
Yeah, he tried to call me and you pedos on Discord, but he actually showed his ass to Discord.
It's not a possibility. It's not.
Pathetic, dude.
It's not something you can just posit without evidence. I dismiss it via Hitchens razor.
Yeah, this is all packing. I think this is all packing. I would listen to it, but you can't hear D1. It's not fair.
Yeah, you can barely hear him.
Yeah.
Give some glue, you dumb motherfucker! You fucking loose asshole, bitch! Go get fucking ass some more!
Why does Noodles always say gay shit like that?
Because he's gay! He's gay!
Give some glue, you dumb motherfucker! You fucking loose asshole, bitch! Go get fucking the ass some more!
Is that what you fucking fantasize, Noodles? About your girl, like, fucking pegging you, bro? That's all you talk about.
He's so gay, bro!
What kind of gay shit does the man of the house have you doing?
Hey, title of the video, D1 slam Noodles. Like, me and Jay witnessed D1 slamming Noodles in this bitch. At the end of the day, you want to know what's sad? Like, obviously it's an exaggeration, but what's it called? But either way, like, the fact that D1 won this shit, like, again, just further proves, Noodles, you don't win all your debates. You can act like you do,
bro,
but you
not,
don't.
Like, you're not built that way. You're even too fearful to come see me now.
I wonder why he don't debate part 1, Jay. I wonder why.
You lost his shit, bro. You like started deteriorating, like, bro. He's too scared to even come see us now. Like, you're a fucking pussy.
Yeah.
You can't even talk to me like that because you'd get fucking slammed again, like I did last
And
time.
mind you, Jay doesn't even know D1, and he's already admitted several times when he'll agree with you, whatever. He's unbiased, and he's even admitted when you've won debates. So again, the fact that he said it, because mind you, for me personally, I'll look for every fucking reason to really put you down in the grave, but I'll try to be unbiased, but I'm going to be real with you, I just don't fucking like you, so if I can advocate for the person, I definitely will, but Jay is not even like that. He will always be objective as possible, and he still said you fucking lost. You suck. You fucking
ass,
suck.
Fucking doo-doo ass, like, and you talking shit about gay shit at the end, like, bro, just come out already.
And loud
At this point,
miking. Fucking.
like you come to my store, that shit ain't happening, dude. I'm gonna fucking son you again.
Yeah.
I'll be crying again. Like, oh, I'm making dinner. I can't talk right now. That's the last thing you said to me. You're a fucking pussy, bro. That's
Go get fucked in the ass some more.
What the fuck?
Go vote for Kamala. See how much that is. That'll get you. Go vote for Kamala again. You and all you libtards can catch some more hell.
What's wrong with you, bro? What in politics?
Maybe we should have listened to all of it before just to hear how retarded Noodles is.
I'll rub your fucking
Oh,
face in the carpet. You want to interrupt the dialectic? You probably shouldn't have. The sperm king won the sperm dog shit. You don't have nothing. You don't have nothing for me.
I love how this man's talking shit about Spurg and roast. You're not good at roasting, you fuck. For one, we can't hear D1, so that's why you're acting like this. And two, everybody slams you in the roasting. Everybody.
He's like, I could tell.
It's like Metro Boomin trying to join the diss shit to Drake. It's like, bitch, you can't fucking rap.
Yeah, bro, you cannot. He's like,
go make some beats.
My style with the shit he's saying. He's like, oh, I'm a better man than you. I'm like, don't steal my roast, buddy. Don't steal my roast.
Everything. You can't do shit to me.
He's literally, dude. This is the shit I was saying to him. Noodles, if because I see you copying me all the time. You use my arguments.
The Sharingan.
My roasts. Like, you're trying to Sharingan my material. Like, you need help, buddy. Reach out.
He's like, oh my god, Minato, oh fuck, he's so strong, or oh wow, Lee, he's so strong in part 1. Oh, let me copy him.
Yeah, like, dude, if you need lessons, man, just reach out. You need flaming lessons. You need women lessons, because I know you can't pull for shit. You get cucked by your wife. Apparently, you're married to the man of the house now. Congratulations. If you need help with any of that, let me know.
Damn, it's turning into a roasting session from Jay now.
I see you stealing all my shit. Like, you're trying to steal my arguments with the swag debate. You're trying to steal my roast here. Like, dude, just reach out. Reach out. I'm right here, man.
Oh my god.
I'll help you out, man. I'll give you a little pat on the back, man.
Out in front of me right now, I would beat the fuck out of you.
Look at that. I'll beat the fuck out of you.
You
Come
fucking
on,
shit
man.
neck, bitch.
That's the pussy that ducks Jay.
You ugly motherfucker. You bald bitch.
Show us fucking ass.
You ain't got shit, motherfucker. Yeah.
He will with the ass
I'll
cheeks.
show my ass cheeks. I'll put my ass cheeks on your fucking face. I'll rub my ass cheeks in your face, bitch. I'll use you as toilet paper. I'll flush you down the fucking toilet into the sewer where you belong, you dumb motherfucker. How's my ass taste?
What the fuck?
Involved when I'm done with you.
He's so gay. He's
We're
so
saying gay shit, though.
he's
Like, that
so
doesn't hit,
gay.
That doesn't hit.
You're
Like,
so fucking incompatible.
Nobody wants to hear that,
I'm
dude.
done with you. And you're not even gonna be a bacteria. You're gonna be a subatomic particle. You're gonna be
that
a...
doesn't Noodles.
Oh, that was so late.
so ass.
He spoke like Jimmy. He spoke like Jimmy Neutron, bro. Got a blast.
Did you just have a brain blast, retard? Like, what was that dumbass shit that you just said?
Oh
Like,
my
you're a
god.
subatomic particle.
What the fuck
Nah, man.
is that?
You need lessons, buddy. You need lessons on how to roast, man. You cannot roast for shit. Like,
Oh my
if you're not stealing
god.
material from me or D1 or somebody, like, you can't roast, dude. That's not your forte. Like,
Hey, we gotta admit though, we gotta give credit when it's due though, and you even shouted out D1 when you guys had your pseudo debate and whatnot, or discussion, however you want to call that. Fucking like literally, like you even said like D1's pretty good, like how he can do things and
Yeah, he's
like
good.
how he articulates whatever, blah blah. Like again, shout out to D1. He's blatantly, obviously, in this video, just he's way better than Noodles. Way better, bro.
No, he's in the trenches,
You know,
man. Yeah,
yeah.
D1's always in the trenches. Like,
Yeah.
definitely, he took it in this one. He's out roasting fucking Noodles here. Noodles saying gay shit and like cringy ass dumb
Yeah.
shit. Like, dude, come on.
Like,
man.
and I will say this, like because they did go back and forth, you know, in a sense. But what's it called? But if Noodles, like, if he went about it the right way, then he could have had a chance. Like, and it maybe do, you know,
won,
yeah. But either way, like D1, this again, this just goes to show that he's just way more competent. When it comes down to it, he's competent. You know.
Yeah, he knows how to, like, even if he is like perhaps losing, he knows how to dig his way out.
Yeah.
So, like,
You're gonna be a quark when I'm finished with you.
dude, who says that? You're gonna be a quark? Dude, you're retarded. Man. Stop with the fucking chemistry shit. It's not
funny.
It doesn't hit,
Bro, if you want to roast somebody, you gotta be calling them all kinds of hilarious shit. Like you gotta be like, oh, hey, do the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse dance, looking like Goofy, you know, hot dog, you know what I mean? Like you gotta say some like hilarious shit, or Mike Wazowski looking ass, one eye, like you gotta be saying things, bro. Forky from Toy Story, like, bro, you're not funny, bro. You're not
funny. Like,
Not even a
I'm
fuck.
criticizing. I'm trying to give you pointers, Noodles. This is
Dog,
not good.
they're at
man.
least useful. You're gonna be a fucking neutron because you ain't got
Dude, really?
Like, bro, like one of the reasons why like me and D1 are like so much on his server is because like yeah, we're good in debating whatever blah, but fucking we're really funny, and when we roast or whatever, we're pretty fucking funny. Like I literally I've had Gios or D1 crying because of like how much I make them laugh and shit. So like. And everybody else be laughing too, like. But Noodles, you don't have that spark. You can't do that.
Like, I'm trying to help you out, big boy.
you don't charge, bitch. You ain't got no heat in this VC. What the
He's trying to steal my dude. You can't use my rhetoric, buddy. It doesn't hit when you say it. You sound retarded.
fuck
Dude.
happened?
He wrote a script of Jay the Great's words to me when I got bitched. Let me read the script.
Dude. Yeah, like let me go rewatch me getting flamed. Maybe I can learn some pointers.
Why you last debate we had, bitch?
This doesn't hit.
This
man.
is why you're so dog shit, and everything you do, no one considers you good. They only like you because
That's not true. A lot of people think he's good. Six respects him. Six even respects him, bro.
You're gonna forever be
Yeah,
a
everyone likes D1.
Yeah. They don't like Noodles though. They don't like Noodles.
You'll be a Discord troglodyte, bacteria, low life organ.
Dude, that doesn't hit, dude. No one says troglodyte. Like, what the fuck?
That's all you are, bitch. You fucking.
Oh my god.
How's my balls taste? How's my balls taste?
What?
Really, the same old how's my balls
The
taste?
gay
Come
bull,
on,
bro. He even said like I'm gonna rub my ball sack on your face too. Like he's so gay, dude.
Like when I was flinging him, he got desperate and he's like, "Oh, I'm nutting." I'm like, "Bro, what the fuck?"
He's so gay.
You're saying gay shit now. That's gay, dude.
Oh
Like,
my
if you,
god.
If you roll that way, that's fine. But
Like, bro, if he was saying that shit in high school, middle school, everybody would look at him and be like, "You're a fucking weirdo." They just beat the fuck out of him. Like nobody would laugh, and they would all just be like, "What the fuck?" Like.
He's like, "I'm nutting on you." I'm like, "Bro, you might as well just come out of the closet, buddy."
Oh, down your phone, pussy.
Bitch, I'll beat the
Fuck
fuck
you,
out of
pussy.
you.
What you gonna do?
Fuck that
What you gonna do?
bitch.
Huh?
Shut the
Huh?
fuck
You
up,
gonna do
bitch.
something?
I'll
You gonna do
beat the
something?
fuck out
You
of
gonna talk
you,
shit
bitch.
over the internet. That's all you do. That's all you gonna do. You're gonna talk shit over the internet.
Yeah, they packed for a while, man. Like we skipped a lot of it. They packed for a while.
You don't want this to happen. You want your Discord cloud
I told you they just
gone.
packed.
All this fucking cloud gremlin bullshit gone.
Like Noodles didn't even conclude, bro. They just packed.
Oh my.
Like
God,
after
dude,
D1's
this is
conclusion, it just went to nothing but packing.
Like before I like unleash the VC, man, or is that we all done, man?
I wish they asked the voice chat who won though, or if there was a judge too.
Yeah.
This is not gonna be known after this.
Cause it should be obvious. Bro.
crazy. Damn, what the fuck?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Started screaming in this shit.
After that.
All right, anybody? I mean, shit,
I think
it's
that's
a
it, though.
free-for-all. I mean, the mics, they can talk now. He's got to leave and drive back.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
Damn. Dude, that Noodles, like, don't try to pack no more, man. Just stop that. That's fucking. You're not made for that, man. Not against guys that could actually pack, like could actually flame. Like you cannot. You're not good at it, buddy. Like the little dweebs that you like talk shit to. Yeah, maybe you could pack them, but a real one, you're not packing nobody. I'm sorry. You're not built like that, big fella. Really not. That's why you don't want to face me again. Oh, I'm making dinner for my man. Okay. Is that your excuse not to not get flamed?
Being a
again,
cuck
'cause you're making
bitch.
dinner for the man.
Cuck bitch type shit, you know?
Be a cook, buddy.
Walmart bathroom
engaged,
style,
like,
you know,
rap.
type shit.
Literally, like, buddy, you're not built like that, big fella.
Like he
Oh.
tries to be like a Discord gangster so hard, and it's just
He's just
so
not.
bad. It's
Doesn't
so
hit,
bad.
man.
Yeah.
And then when he gets flamed, he gets like fear hacks, like me, Arrow. Like you just can't really
Literally,
come
bro.
forward no more.
What's it called?
Bruh.
But overall, to conclude, like, what was your like? Do you have any last general thoughts? Or I basically said everything I need to
Yeah.
say, but you know.
I'd say it was fairly contentious. Like early on, Noodles was. I mean, it wasn't even relevant to the overall topic. But
I
he was
agree,
winning
yeah.
the Sharingan amp point. Like he
Yeah.
won that.
Yeah.
But then D1 luckily like brought it back. Like, oh, you haven't proven like that he's better than Lee in tuning exams. And then Noodles started to kind of fall apart. He just couldn't really prove.
Yeah, he
anything.
fell apart.
Brought up the Chidori.
Like, yeah,
and got
he kept
disproven.
fucking bringing up like 3 Tomo, which has nothing to do with 2 Tomo. Like,
Yeah, like it was a strong start because D1 entertained it.
Yeah.
Then he kind of fell apart. D1 took it. The main point he won. The Chidori was the only thing he had. If he could have approached it, he could have won. If he approached it the right way, he didn't. Then D1 properly refuted that. And then Noodle started saying a bunch of dumb shit like, oh, they both have vague amps, so they're equal. Like, no, you didn't prove any of that. You didn't prove I was vague. It's all just bullshit, meaningless, like, jargon that you're spitting that has no substantiation. So D1 beat you. That simple. And then you had the worst roast I've ever heard. Like, I think you're getting worse, to be honest. Like, it's pretty bad.
I think the age is getting to him. You know, his brain's
man,
deformed.
His brain's starting to deteriorate. Like, god damn, dude. Like, all you say is sus shit and this dumbest, cringiest
Gay
shit I've ever heard
stuff,
in my
man.
life.
Yeah.
Like, you're not good at it. Stop. Just stop acting that way. That's not you. It's not genuine. Like, you're not built that way, buddy. Like, just be you. The real you is a cuck, timid, passive little bitch. Just be the real you. Like, honestly, people would probably like you more if you were the real little bitch you. We'd all probably like you more, honestly. But, it's up to you, man. If you want to keep being a fake tough guy, it's up to you, buddy. Like, all I could say is, I hope the Lord's with you, man. That's all I could say. Being a cuck must not be it must not be easy, But the debate was good, fairly contentious. Give credit where credit's due. But D1 won. It became clearer and clearer as the debate went on. Great videos by Six and Virtue. They're the goats. Shout out to Sage. He's that guy. TG. All the guys are legends of this game. We hope you guys enjoyed. We'll definitely have this clipped on both channels. W stream, and we'll see you next time, folks.
Hey, D1 said appreciate it, by the way, 'cause I told him what you said, that you won, and you said he's a good debater and whatnot, blah blah. He said he appreciates you.
Oh, for sure, yeah. D1's a fucking he's chill as fuck. Like, besides,
Yeah, he has no
chill as
problems
fuck.
with anybody. Like, unless you're being disrespectful or fucking or AK Noodles, blah. Like, he only gives this energy to people that deserve it. So.
Yeah, facts. Like, D1's actually really chill. Like, we've talked to him like even off game and shit. He's actually pretty fucking chill. So, good debater, great debater, chill. He's a pretty chill guy. Like, Noodles is a bitch. Like, it's that simple. But hope you guys enjoyed. And Noodles, there's a fairly good chance you'll see this. You know where to find me, big fella. I know you're probably scared shitless ever since I sunned you. Probably worse than your girl did, the man of the house. But you know where to find me. And we'll see you next time, folks. Peace.
Peace.